Welcome to another presentation in the Light Body and DNA Activation Summit. Today, we are here with Psychic Angelic Channel Peter Hansen, and we're talking about a light body activation that actually will help us untangle relationship cords and clear generational and ancestral trauma. This is our light body and DNA activation today. Welcome, Peter. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this. It's such a huge theme, and there's so much going on. We're all at a crossroad right now, so it's individually we're all affected by this. The subject of today too, untangling the relationship cords, which all stems back as we go through the layers to our connection with ourselves, embodying all the aspects of our divine blueprint soul self. But it starts in our collective, in our external, and that's what we're going to be highlighting today too, and kind of connecting those dots, and that's the choice we're having and facing all of us now, is that we can either continue to be numb and tell ourselves that, oh yeah, this is all I can do, so forth, but that inner knowing, that inner drive is growing stronger and stronger. So it's harder and harder for most to stay in that old programming and ignore those messages coming through, because it's becoming louder and louder, and then more importantly, it's coming from the soul and from the heart and the portal to our soul, that inner longing. And that is where these really important relationships in our lives are kind of being magnetized into ourselves. So we kind of recognize, this is where I need to fix, in essence, I need to dive deeper, I need to reconnect, I need to find a balance. I need to activate and allow that initiation to take place, and allowing that healing to take place in the field as well. So this is, a lot of times it's in the ancestral, but it's also in the soul lineage. Of course, it's not all in the physical, so it's way above that, so connecting all those dots, and of course, as we mentioned before, it's like it's all coming back to oneself. So it's kind of seeing that bigger grid work, the bigger web, how we connected to everything, how we communicate frequency. We are frequency, we share frequency, and not living in that linear ways of operating any longer. It's becoming harder and harder, as most people have noticed. And depending where we're at on our journey, some people are feeling a lot of chest pain, have a hard time breathing right now with all the codes coming in right now, the flares, the solar flares. Recognizing that that's the body that's going through the awakening or the ascension process. The light body, which we're going to address as well, is activating. So it's unlocking this sacred wisdom and technology actually within us, where we regain access to the divine blueprint, to the activated 12-strand DNA and above, where we start to remember all these other aspects, which allows us to be in a frequency bandwidth where we can integrate it all and download it and express ourselves and then expand. I would like to focus on the untangling of those cords today, mostly starting out, and then provide a guidance through that. But in essence, this whole transmissions today is about putting it into the field, and it will not just whatever we are channeling through, but of course the light activation through that will activate the seat in each individual exactly where you are at. So please know that, because it's so easy to allow the mind to say, well, I resonate with that, not that, and just allowing that numbness to separate, and then kind of put time into the factor again. Because I was talking to a dear client of mine here this morning, and one thing coming up is that it's so easy for the mind to distract ourselves. It's like we see an angel number in traffic, let's say, oh, that's 999, and that's 444. But then automatically the mind start looking, okay, where's the other ones? Instead of just focusing on the message that's right there. So really about, listening, feeling into it, allowing yourself to be present in that moment, and not allowing the mind to distract us. Because otherwise it's like a radar, it's continuously just searching. So coming back into being in a bandwidth where we are not searching, we're not trying to get to somewhere, we're actually being fully present. And relationship serves an important role within that, reflecting, mirroring back, as well as observing ourselves, how we show up over time as well. Like family is a perfect example that we haven't might not spend time with them that often, but then we see them, we have all these roles. So coming back into being a conscious observer, seeing how am I showing up? Am I recreating the past, or am I allowing myself to elevate this timeline, these relationships, shift them into a higher conscious versions, because there's millions of versions of each individual. So also kind of taking that into perspective, not just being a passenger, but actually being the conscious creator everywhere we go. And the messages, the lessons, the opportunity for growth is everywhere around us. I feel like that's a good foundation for today. And then I want to do a little bit of healing as well, some guided meditation where each individual can just fully close your eyes and disconnect and just allow yourself to receive a activation of these frequencies that's coming through us, allowing the angelic to work through me, through you, through this transmission, because it's immense, the support we have around us. It's everywhere. And it's about us setting the intention and tuning in, allowing ourselves to be open-hearted, being a raw, organic portal where anything is being processed in that moment. That allows for a authentic vibration to come through as well. So it's not being filtered. So that's what I want to kind of highlight today.
Perfect. Really beautiful. And so you said so many things there. And one of the questions that pops up is untangling relationship cords. Can you talk a little bit more about how we get entangled and how that actually affects our presence, our consciousness, our awareness? And then how do we heal that? Or how do we, as you said, allow ourselves to elevate the timelines? How would we elevate if after we heal or untangle those relationship cords and then allow the higher timelines? Talk just a little bit more about what that means.
Absolutely. I'm just going to bring in Gabriel as well to assist us here with answering that question, because there's so much knowledge coming through etherically. And identifying the cords is one of the most important aspects at first. And identifying which one is the most, the one that resonates the most. Because if we are filtering it through the human mind, then it's gonna base it on the past or the future, the hierarchy, or the beliefs and the importance or the value systems, all of those filters, So, but coming through the heart space, not ignoring the draw for the ones that actually where the biggest soul lessons lie, and this is the biggest soul contracts as well, and not only in this lifetime, but it is past lifetimes as well, where that resonance stems from and comes up. And at first, it might not be automatically visible, because that is where that inner willingness to awaken and to consciously start our ascension journey is required to bring ourselves in a bandwidth where we can fully feel that. So if you're not feeling that right now, identifying it fully, or might be a little confused about it, don't lose hope, don't lose momentum, because it's a process, and we are at a crossroads. So it's really important that we allow to follow that intuition, because the soul is guiding us. It's the higher self that's guiding us till the point where we can take over, and then we can consciously become the expression of such. So where we are, bringing that love through, and that's where we recognize where, in essence, our love is needed. But it's not a need; it's more of a recognition of the the likeness. So like this comparing thing in essence, something that's the closest vibrational frequency match to your consciousness, to your divine blueprint. That is what is coming up really strongly right now, because that is bringing us back to, you can say, twin flame connection. It's very similar to that, and that is a good way of saying it as well. But it's not doesn't have to be a partnership. It could be, in your family, even you can have a twin flame relationship where you are on a shared mission, so to speak, but it hasn't been fully recognized and visible up till this point. So recognizing that and allowing that connection, that bandwidth to be expanded and opened up, and allowing these two aspects of oneself, in essence, to work together and support each other. And it's not in the physical sense, it's more of energetic in this case, because it is kind of like the yin and the yang, but it's also, it's like the part of each other's puzzle. So things will come into harmony and balance when these two elements are together. And at first it will be that it will allow for that oneness to be embodied in both people in this case, and eventually that will come into full unity and oneness, where then that will open a portal to the next stage. But that portal, that is part of that, shared purpose in this lifetime, and also clearing and healing the family lineage as well, on both sides, coming in with that mission and purpose in mind, and reaching that point where, in essence, you can say there's nothing else that's important, because it really it boils down to that essence, the purity of your heart, where we're not allowing that outside distortion to distract us any longer. So it's stepping into the unknown, it's having trust and faith and being brave and being courageous, because it will be, in essence, like, it's not following the linear timeline or decision making. So it is following the non-linear, the soul's path, the divine blueprint, recognizing that and being open to receive and experience as that's unfolding. I hope that was helpful.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for that. So as we are clearing and healing the family lineage and doing it with the purity of our heart, stepping into the unknown and being courageous, how do we identify the cords? Is this, would it be things that keep us back, hold us back, make us feel less than? How would we identify that which needs healing?
At first, it's like, where are you most reactive? Meaning, not in a negative sense, but it's more like, where do you feel the most expression? Where the most emotions, where the tears, where that it brings us back into that inner child, where everything, kind of the seed of the soul, if not really, but in the human lifetime, in this lifetime. So the early years, that's where we came in from source, and depending, what the mission were, how heavily, we were invested in, or that's not the right way of saying it, really, but coming in from source into a very heavy, dense, collective matrix energy. A lot of us felt very alone, felt lost, and feel like want to be here, because it was just like, oh my God, this is so heavy. So that's the wounds that's coming up right now to be healed. And that, moving forward into where we're at right now, that's the one aspect of it that's going through the healing. The other aspect is that we recognize that same vulnerability, that same rawness in our relationships, the one that either has been ignored, or it just physically hasn't been possible to actively pursue yet. but it's important to also remember there was the divine timing within that. So it was not because it was taken away from us. It was supposed to be that way. So that's important to kind of recognize that too, that everything leading up to this 5 years, 10 years, our whole lives, everything has a divine purpose. If we get on a, redirection or going in a different direction that separated us from where we need to go next, but we're now being leading back to it, that is divine timing as well. We needed to clear or activate or initiate aspects within ourselves to be ready for this deep work, peel off those layers, being in seclusion, being in the oneness, having that alone space, time with spirit, fully engulfing and fully embodying our higher self, as much as needed for this next transition, this next expansion, this next healing to take place. So it really is, it comes down to where we bring ourselves into the present moment and we go about our lives as we have, like the way we navigate, we travel. But that is where we see the signs, that we see, we can feel the strongest pull towards this person, so to speak, you know what I mean? Whoever is and it doesn't have to be more than one, it can just be one, that is the one that needs to be rekindled or expanded on. And a lot of times the, both parties, has been in a waiting pattern at the same time, waiting for that to happen, taking care of themselves individually and doing what they were supposed to be doing, allowing love and light to be transmitted through them, but also knowing that at some point, the soul of the higher self knew at some point there will be a reunion happening. And that is what's about to happen now. And it's easy for the mind to then look at that, okay, that must be the love of my life. And that is true, but it doesn't have to be in the, in the partnership of a romantic relationship kind of way. It really, for some it will be, but it's really important to stay open. It could be a child, it could be a parent, it could be a sibling, it could be somebody from your past, a past partner, anything that when the timing wasn't right, but now it's right. So it really allowing all aspects of each individual to be seen and open that portal, and then allowing that oneness to come in and that love to be expressed through each one, which will pave the way for this next activation, but also embodiment and creation of the new earth template, which is coming through strongly. And that is what the whole light body activation is about. It's about bringing all systems online. And there is, for some of us, there's some soul connection that's so strong that they will be a joint mission that now is needed, but is also of the highest value and beneficial for the collective, as we signed up for. And I would say that 9 out of 10, this would be true for, but there will still be some who have a different path. So it's important to also recognize that if this doesn't resonate with you 100%, it doesn't mean that you did something wrong and you're not, this is not your path necessarily, but it actually comes back to the oneness again. It's all coming back to you. How we get there will be some that's gonna be that 1/10, that has a different mission and different guidance from within, and that will also come out through, but it will be through a more of a the inner relationship with oneself, where it will be transmitted and communicated, and it will be that inner knowing that's just become so strong. And this is kind of bringing back to to the untangling as well, is the inner knowing is becoming so strong that we can't ignore it any longer. So we won't make up any more excuses why not to and why this is not important, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. It's almost like there's no more running away from, there's no more avoiding any of these issues in our relationships. And so when we say do the inner work, as you said, it's really looking to see where we are pulled off center or where we are getting emotional about something. And so, as you say, it all comes back to us. It really is. It seems like what you're saying is that it's our responsibility and a requirement for us to be in the vibration of love, being in our highest alignment, being in the unified field of oneness in all ways. And so looking at all of our relationships through the eyes of love, through love for ourselves and love for others, that's the healing aspect. Is that what you're saying?
It is. It is. It is becoming one with the whole, where we're not separating ourselves out any longer. So not processing through the linear mind. There will be a transitioning where we do a little bit of both. So it is that momentum we are building, and continue to do those daily practices that actually assist us with with the clarity, but also lifting our vibration into the bandwidth where we can receive and we can build and connect, and accelerate in that sense, not in a linear sense, but actually in the quantum field. Because there will be days where you will feel like fully connected, and oh my God, so it's a good meditation. And then the next day might be really a lot of thoughts, and then the mind start building on that and kind of hijacking that. So it's important, just keep doing it, keep pushing through, because also when we do connect really deeply, in essence, we found balance and harmony. So then we are able to handle more. So our higher self is then putting a little more on the plate. So we think, oh, I'm just going to stay in this, but no, you can handle a little more, So seeing that higher perspective as we go through that process, because otherwise it's so easy to separate out and blame ourselves. It's like, oh, I'm struggling and finding out the wrongs, instead of just continue to push through and make the best of it. You know what I mean? From the highest of intentions, because that's really the only commitment we need to make, is that having the intention to do it, and then show up every day. Make that important, that 30 minutes in the morning, whatever long you have time to do that inner work, just to start your day. And then it will grow stronger, and there will be stuff that's coming up to be cleared. It's to be expected. It's not going to be, smooth sailing right away. So it's important to kind of having that multidimensional perspective where we're seeing it from multiple angles and navigate ourselves back into alignment continuously, observing ourselves and not giving up, not losing hope, learning to trust again, learning to love again, and be that bringer and that vibration, the being of love in all our relationships. And that's why it's so important also to heal and untangle the outside relationships, because it all reflects back in.
Yes, and I know we're going to do a little healing session today and an activation. So as we are healing and untangling those relationships, and we're also resetting timelines into one unified field. So what does that mean? How do we reset a timeline into one unified field?
Well, the best way of describing that is you're building something new. So the more you can not bring the past into the creation of the new, the better and the more expanded and limitless that will be. So, and again, that is through that heart, the portal of our hearts, the seat of our soul. When we're allowing that higher guidance to come through, then we're allowing all the archangels, the guardian angels, the ascended masters, the higher self to work through us. And that in itself is coming, it's not just light crystalline light, of course, diamond light code, so forth, but it's consciousness coming through that too. And that in itself is coming with a grid work, the sacred geometry. So it's about allowing that to come in for us to create and reset the timelines. But that's more of a human way of kind of describing that. We're resetting it because in essence, we are just creating something that's a higher vibrational match to our mission and our purpose here. So by being an open portal, that allows that timelessness to also travel through us. So we're allowing ourselves to not just navigate, but also build the new earth template through that light portal, through the wildest dreams, the limitless consciousness and belief systems, where physics and all of that is not as important of a factor. It's more of it's a vibration and frequency. So it's a new way of operating. And of course, the question was, how do we reset? So that's also kind of acknowledging or, bringing to the forefront that there's something that we want to change, or something is not as desirable as something else, but it's still duality. So we want to not bypass, but we want to recreate something bigger than that, that's not tied down by those old belief systems. So that is really the key to how we do it, but we have to let go of the linear hat, the linear language, the linear belief systems, the linear programming, step out of that, and then becoming the conscious creator, where we're then creating a reality that's in the magical realm, in the higher timelines. So we start out by communicating it through the physical, like we say, we're gonna reset this, but then we step out of it, and then we go out of the circle, so to speak, if that makes sense, out of that bandwidth into a higher bandwidth. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Absolutely. Again, all frequency, and it's our attention to that frequency and our awareness of what's going inside of us that will actually propel us to reset those timelines, to, it almost seems like making new choices, approaching everything from love, from that choice of love, rather than bringing in the old or bringing in, the past, as you said.
It's almost like, I'm sorry, like placing a firecracker on the old question or the old, conundrum or problem, you know what I mean? And making it conscious. So we're bridging it together. We are connecting in the third, fourth dimension with the problem, and then we allow that to be bridged into the fifth and above dimensional frequencies and timelines. So we taking the aspects, the intention, which is also multidimensional at the same time, all engulfing these, different dimensional frequencies, bandwidths. Because in essence, it's not like that. It's not a hierarchy. It's all around us. You know what I mean? So it's expanding and utilizing our conscious awareness and presentness in this lifetime, in these bodies, to catapult us out into space, if you want, into the universe, and into the vast openness of possibilities and love and light.
Yes. Okay. All right. So beautiful. Thank you for sharing that wisdom from Archangel Gabriel and the healing and activation that we're going to do. Tell us a little bit about that before we start.
Okay. It's a light body activation of the frequencies. So it's really about also letting go of the old belief systems and allowing ourselves, making that a priority, to receive these activations within our bodies. Everything we see in the collective right now, in our news and in the weather and the solar, waves and flares and activation that's coming in, solar storms, so forth. It's all part of the activation of the light body. So that's in the meditation or the activation today, that's what we're going to be highlighting. Releasing the mental mind and coming into the expansive, etheric, higher mind consciousness, the higher self, the soul self, the seat of the soul, which is the unified field, is the we. So expanding our consciousness, our individualness, beyond that separateness, what that entails. So expanding our mind beyond the previous limitation is really the key. And through the archangels and the guardian angels is a really wonderful way to do that, because they offer this immense blissful frequency and awareness and presentness, where they assist on a personal level, where we will feel it individually with the ones we work with the most. So each one receiving this activation today will feel it in different ways, and things will come up, but you will have your team with you as much as you allow and you set the intention to. And of course, through this guidance, it will be easier to just relax and don't think about it, because it's not that you can mess it up. Just allow yourself to receive it and be open. Then you will be receiving exactly what you need. And please note too that we are exactly where we're supposed to be. So listening to this, this recording, it will be a recording. When you listen to it, it will be the exact right time for you. So please know that that's a part of your divine blueprint, a part of your master plan, that you asked us to be a part of this activation at this critical point in your ascension journey, where you're now ready to integrate and activate and peel off layers. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. And this is our ascension journey. It's really about expanding and growing and becoming more and more of service, shifting all the belief systems into the unified field of love and light.
We are so ready for that. Hallelujah.
Awesome.
Okay.
So first, I kind of want to just everybody to take a breath and close your eyes and just kind of find your seat, where you're sitting right now. If you want to lay down, go lay down, make yourself comfortable, put headphones on if there's distractions around you, so it won't affect you, it won't distract you, or take your focus away in any way, shape, or form. So as you now close your eyes, I want you to first, before you breathe it in, of course, keep breathing, but kind of allow these immense, it's like a big waterfall of codes coming in through the crown and third eye, just coming into your body and into your heart. So it's kind of washing over you, but it's filling you up at the same time, just filling you up with codes and light, expansion, purity. Not that you weren't pure, but it's washing away anything that might have been separated within you. So allowing the waterfall just to wash your entire body. And the stream of water, this holy water coming in is flowing a little stronger. So there's even more water coming in. So it's not just the crown and your third eye, there's your whole head, your whole body is just being showered in this immense wisdom and purity and love and light coming in, the angelic frequencies, the diamond light codes, washing away anything that's not pure, anything that needs to go, anything that you're done with, anything that you does not need any longer. Just allow it to go. Allow yourself to be rinsed. Allow yourself to separate those aspects out. And allowing your pure light body underneath to shine brighter, allowing it to be seen moving forward, and knowing that everything leading up to this has been clearing off layers and layers, almost like a broth that's been boiling for eons, past lifetimes as well, clearing any impurities and allowing for a very concentrated and pure essence to be left over. The Christ consciousness, the unconditional love, the colors, the frequencies, the bandwidth. So everything leading up to this has been now boiling this broth. So it's so pure, so clean, and so amazing and high vibrational and expansive. And now ready for that final clearing of the last layer, because it is that close to 99.9%. That small little fragment is the physical body, and that won't leave till we actually leave this physical body, is where we leave this experience behind. And that's not in a linear thing, so it does not have, it's not dictated by age or anything like that. We can live as long as we want to, and that is what's this purification process has been guiding us towards, is that reaching that point of purity where we can become the conscious creator again fully. So now I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to set the intention to be open to receive the angelic light body DNA activation, guided by Archangel Gabriel. And this activation will assist you with untangling any and all relationship cords. It's not just with other people, it's with yourself as well, leading you back to your soul self, your higher self. We are clearing, enabling, and anchoring your higher self template, activating the soul gifts, the divine consciousness template, frequency and light into your body. You're now floating in a, like weightless, in a beautiful grotto. You're not in the waterfall, so it's not showering any longer. Now you're floating. It's this quietness, stillness, and you are like weightless. This very high vibrational, you can say it's salty water, so it's really easy to flow in it because it's so high vibrational. Just floating around, allowing yourself to receive this activation, this initiation. So focus on moving your awareness deep into your heart space. Take a deep breath into that. This grotto represents the divine, the higher realms, the cosmos, the sky, Gaia, the fifth dimensional earth, new earth experience. So each breath you take, and each inhale you take, is bringing all those aspects in to the seat of your soul, your heart. There's light at the bottom of the pool, if you want, is the great central sun within Mother Earth. It's also shining through. There's several of those, allowing that pure light just to come up through the water, traveling up through the cracks in the bottom, the crystals in the bottom, this grotto, this lake. Allowing the divine masculine and the divine feminine aspects of you to step forth, in essence, energetically inside your heart space and merge together in a unified field. And as they are combining, without you moving, you just visualize you take this ball of light that they represent and push that spear of light into your heart space, back inside you. So you're fully embodying it in your light body, the divine masculine, the divine feminine aspects of you, of source. Breathe into it. Feel that frequency, feel that vibration. Now, your body is floating in this lake, in this grotto, but at the same time now your light body is standing up on the water right next to it. There's no gravity for the light body. It can just do anything it wants. So it's standing right there in this pure glory, beauty. And Archangel Gabriel is now stepping forth, grabbing your hand of your light body, leading you through a diamond light portal. Guiding you through a vortex, quantum portal. And it's gently peeling off any remaining layers of the carbon-based body. Any distortions, clearing and releasing any memories and your thought forms, any trapped energies and programming that your awareness might hang on to. And surrounding you in angelic tones and frequencies. And you're still in the grotto, but you step through the portal, so you're in a different dimensional space, even higher. And these frequencies, the crystals in the cave, the grotto, is attuning your frequency. Your body has been upgraded. And your vision and your sight will be able to see many more colors, the rainbow colors, and energy, frequencies, and light like never before. You've been reconnected with the higher aspects of your multidimensional self, your expanded self, making you able and ready to handle anything moving forward, anything you put your energy into and you focus. Any distractions you might encounter will be opportunities for growth, and they will not slow you down like they did before. Because your consciousness is now pristine, always aware, observing and calibrating the frequencies, transmuting them as you move about. Take another deep breath into your expanded heart space. Hold it for a couple seconds and then exhale out. Feel the stillness inside this magical space, how when nothing else matters. Feel the connectedness to all things, calm, infinite peace, the unconditional love, compassion, pureness, seeing the beauty and love in all things, seeing the divine threads that's traveling out through the purity of your heart. So by following these threads, you will know that they are matched to that pure essence of that divine love and light and frequencies. So anything but those threads is not to be focused on. Because they will allow us to come back in unity as one, as these threads or strings are in essence being pulled closer and closer to you and embodying these aspects of the one in that unified field, working together, loving and respecting each other, seeing the light of creation in everyone, and seeing yourself everywhere. You can either say this loud or you can say it internally. I want you to say with me, I am one with the Creator. I am one with my higher self. I am my higher self. I am divine intelligence. I am divine light. I am unconditional love. I am light. I am the highest expression of my soul, source, self. I am Christ consciousness. I am open to share my light. Open to see and be seen in my new embodiment, knowing that I am safe and not controlled by fear or ego anymore. I am divine. I am love. Now relax again and breathe into your light body. Feel the golden light. Feel the colors within your body. Feel it as one unified field, like a golden sun shining bright and beautifully. Now see the new earth template full of infinite possibilities. Feel how that feels, how expansive that feels. And allow your energy field, your light body to merge with that, become one with it. Allow all of your focus and light to transmit the creation of heaven and earth through all your actions, interactions. You being a divine creator, an ambassador for this realm, creating love, peace, and harmony in all your deeds, intentionally and consciously. Feel the quietness. Feel this pureness. This is your divine blueprint. This is you. This is your creation. You did this. You created this. Feel your heart chakra, your physical heart. Feel your third eye. Feel your crown. Feel that vast connectedness with everything as you're preparing to open your eyes and come back. Knowing that this activation initiation is everlasting. And you will not lose it, it will not leave you. It's the divine expressing itself through you. You as it and it as you. Because you are one with all that is. So gently open your eyes and sit up if you're laying down. Come back into the space.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was so beautiful. Palpable, to say the least. Cleansing, so incredibly cleansing in the beginning there. And then it took us so deep. Truly, we can carry this in all new ways, always. So remarkable. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. And it's as easy as that, this inner work. It is as easy as that. And there is no, there's no residue left from that. It's clean, it's clear. And
reminder, so don't pile any on. Don't look for the next, what do I need to do next? No, try to stay in this, allowing this heart connectedness and presence to guide you forth. Drink plenty of water and rest, and allow yourself that space of expansion and listening, receiving whatever needs to come in. Sometimes it's frequencies. It's not always something to do.
our world is brighter in this moment. Our vision is clearer as well. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Another beautiful activation for our journey to fortify us with everything. And we are clear. All right. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you once again. All right. So this again is just so beautiful in this series, because there's so many ways that we can ascend. There's 8 billion ways to ascend. And each of these presentations so far have allowed us, they each have their own unique flavor, but they're all weaving together. And so it's such a well-rounded experience getting through all of it, that we're just so grateful. And we're grateful for everyone here doing that work as well. Really is so special. So thank you again, Peter and Archangel Gabriel.
Welcome. Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Doing this, it's really, I know many people been voicing that they look forward to watching these activations and felt ready for it.
Yes, like I say, I mean, I felt it. It was in the beginning there, that vibrational frequency is so beautiful. And that's why come back and listen to this recording, because that's where they go quantum. Wherever we are, we can come back and use it again as a tool in our life, and it will elevate us and uplift us anew, no matter where we are. So it'll meet us and it'll take us that much higher. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Perfect. And it's non-stop, so it's like you can still connecting with this. Yes, the meditation part is done, but it's still fully open as long as you allow it to be open. Even after you hit the off button or this recording ends, the transmission doesn't have to stop right there. It's allowing oneself to stay open and continuously receive, drink plenty of water, do whatever, but don't close it down intentionally. Try to keep it open.
Yes. And if any bobble comes along the way, this frequency will help us smooth it right out. That is where the world has changed in this moment. With all of us going through this process and elevating ourselves to that frequency, the world has changed. And that is why we are so grateful. We're grateful for everyone being a part of it and radiating this out into our planet. Powerful. Thank you so much, Peter, and everyone. Really is just exquisite.
Thank you, Lauren, too.
Well, we are floating and flying high in this moment. And I want to share, as in our final moments here, there are ways that people can continue to work with you. You are a beautiful teacher and a facilitator in this process for people's awakening and their journey through clearing out the old and bringing in this higher light. And in our special offer that we have for everyone, which is right here on this page, there is a series of recordings of classes that we've done in the past that are so high vibrational. And again, they're timeless in their own sense. And people can access those, download those. It's so supportive on the journey. And again, each time we listen to them, we may hear something that helps us root out another issue that we didn't hear or feel or sense or notice the first time that we've heard about it. That's what makes these evergreen and timeless. So thank you for those. Those are beautiful recordings. You're also a mentor, and you help assist people on their journey with personal sessions. So people can get a personal session with you. They can get a series of personal sessions, because oftentimes people need more as they go and they integrate the first session. There's things that come back that you can continue to adjust and tweak for people. So tell us about the recordings, if there's anything you wanted to add on those, and then share about those personal sessions.
Well, yes, thank you. The recordings, they, individually you will be guided to listen to them in the sequence that you feel, guided to do. So that's really the key to organically allowing those aspects to be activated within you, because they are, addressing different areas of the empowerment, self-empowerment and awakening and ascension process. And like you mentioned, it's going to activate different layers at different times if you're listening to them different times, and the sessions can benefit each individual in many different ways. It can just be a stepping stone into a higher involvement in your ascension journey, or inspire you to do even more work with other people, or most importantly by yourself, making that the priority. So that could be the stepping stone into something bigger. I have people I work with for years that found the comfort in that, and just peeling the layers off, and working with others as well, is like really being open to just receive and following that inner guidance. That is what these sessions and recordings provide the stepping to stone to, or the portal, and everybody else doing these recordings as well in this summit, is the same thing. We all bring our divine soul blueprint online and share it, in the hopes that will activate something within the individual. And I know it will, and it might be dormant for a little while, or it might be accelerated and activated right away. And it's like, oh, I need to do that, and that's when there is a lot of help out there, like myself and everybody else, in this platform, that we can assist with, comfortably navigating those next steps, finding that stillness within the storms at times. And continue and push through, and then learning to live in a very different way, much more purposeful and aligned, expansive way. So that is really what it comes down to.
Yes. Thank you for your incredible work that you do, the messages that you bring forward, the frequency, the bandwidth that comes through you via Archangel Gabriel, and helping everyone really hold more light. It really is beautiful. We thank you for your service, and we invite everyone to check out that special offer. If it resonates with your heart, it's an immediate download. It's so beautiful. And a personal session with all of those recordings, how magical that is. Quite a gift. Thank you, thank you, thank you once again for that. Okay. So again, people are on their way from this summit. And as we say goodbye, I want to just give you a moment for your final thoughts on our journey in this year, in this next phase of life. Tell us.
Oh, okay. If you visualize yourself standing, this might be easier with your eyes closed, at a huge portal. It's like you're on the ground. There's this huge portal. It's like a mile high, maybe. Huge circular portal of light, and stepping into that light. And it looks like you're so small and insignificant, maybe, because you're coming from, it seems like everything around us is kind of dark, and in the old vibration and frequency and consciousness, that's how that's being described the best. So we're all stepping into that light. We are stepping out of the old and into the new consciousness, leaving the old collective behind. And it is happening everywhere right now, depending how we process things, how we allow it to either distract us or make us react or not, is really the key here to, as we're stepping through and stepping into this portal, is that at first you will be more reactive to it, and then as we step in, then it will be noise from afar and it will become less and less. That is the junction we are in right now. So there is a lot of noise in the collective. There's a lot of natural disasters. There's all these things going on. It's all frequency, it's all love and light, and it's all part of the bigger purpose. So please know that. And as mentioned, is that as the more you're allowing yourself to step through, the less connected to that old you will be, because at some point you will be far enough on the other side that the past is kind of closing up behind us. We are going through that process right now. And with the past, there's also the limitations, the lack, the fear, all of that is also being left behind. So, really stepping up and make this the most important part of our journey in our daily lives is really what it comes down to. So it's an inner decision. It's not about waiting for somebody else to show you, tell you, yes, receiving guidance like today is important. Surrounding yourself with that, kind of guidance is very helpful, but it always comes down to you, because we can either step in or step out or go back or front, So reaching that point of the willingness and the importance of taking the responsibility of your own life is really what it comes down to. So that's what's coming up next, and we can avoid it as long as we allow it to, but really we will be redirected. So try not to fight it, just try to step forward and believe anything is possible. Allow your wildest dreams to be manifested. Try not to allow the noise to slow you down or distract you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are sovereign with that. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your journey and your sovereignty. Namaste.
Namaste.
This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.